Welcome, everybody, to another Monday, another start of your week here with 2G1C, red, white, and blonde. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm your co-host, Dale, my wonderful and talented co-host, Maureen. How are you?
I'm good. How are
Good.
you?
Good. I'm a little behind this morning because I had to show up for jury duty at the Lindsay Clancy case this morning.
Me too. Me too. I had to check in this morning.
I did too.
We wrapped our show on Wednesday, which I got a lot of comments.
I did too.
Especially from my children.
Oh, no. Yeah. Yeah, I need to meet Haley someday. I can tell you that. I like her already. Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, that's funny. But it was a good show. It was heated.
So you got the sympathy vote, I promise.
I did.
From my kid, especially from my daughter. They had
they
to
don't
grow
know
up
me as well yet. That's why.
They had to grow up with me. So, but I thought a lot. I watched the playback like 3 times, like critiquing myself.
Yeah.
After I got reamed by my kids.
Why? No. Don't. Don't. That's honest. And I want honesty, and I want that's the key to it.
We have this. I've always believed you stay true to your convictions.
Yes,
and
of course.
What you believe. Mm-hmm. And I was told I was too opinionated and too conservative by that last guy.
You were told that. So
he might have dodged. He might have dodged.
I almost said that during the show. I said, Maureen, I can't do this. You're just too conservative and opinionated.
And I think I texted you. I said, I think I see now why I'm single.
Yeah, when I gotta be honest.
I ain't never gonna get somebody to want to date me after they watch this show. They'll be like, "Oh no, she's too opinionated,
that's their
too
problem,
conservative."
Yeah,
but I was laughing. I was laughing to myself because I always think about Oscar watching. He's looking down on me, and I was thinking, I bet the night he died, and he's at St. Peter. He's at the gates. St. Peter's there, and God and Jesus, whoever, one of them, was probably running to the gate, racing to the gate, saying, he was married to Maureen Enner. Let him in. He doesn't need any approval.
It doesn't matter anything else he did in his life, right? he
let him in. Hurry. Get him in front of the line. He doesn't need to have any checklist. Like that man, we're reading the notes. He was married to Maureen Enner.
Let him in. He's a saint, right? At this point, that's automatic sainthood.
He's probably got 3 sets of wings and robes and gold, and he's probably triple sainted by now because God himself is like, oh, good Lord, help this man.
He's his right hand at this point. So there's God, there's Jesus and Oscar, right? They're kind of
exactly. There we go. The whole we have the new Holy Trinity.
Exactly. Anyways, that was great.
Oscar would say he would, he used to obviously listen to my show all the time, and or when I would say something, he would just do this, roll his eyes, and just sigh and walk away. Or he'd say, "Well, that's Maureen Enner. That's Maureen Enner." Yeah.
Like what?
So that's what he's doing. He's up there rolling his eyes. He's on your side, though, Dale. I promise you.
Is he? No, I don't know.
He's on your side. He's like, it's Maureen Enner. Can't help it.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I like when again, I was thinking about this too. I say you and I probably agree on 90% maybe of most things in life, right?
Yeah, I think we agree on everything. I was just arguing what the defense's logic was.
And I thought about it afterwards too. And I thought to myself, well, yeah, she might be right about that because he doesn't. Has nothing to do with after and all that. Yeah. A whole bunch.
We agree on the trial. We agree on. There's great question about Patrick. We agree on everything. It was just the logic of the defense, which was. But so I thought about over the weekend and I thought, okay, I'm going to start Mondays now with a solution for you.
Thank you.
I'm going to come up with a little segment that I call Solution Monday for Dale because he loves a solution. And I want to ask our listeners, and especially the men out there, I started thinking to myself, is it very common for men to really want a solution? I don't know if I can think of any man, maybe I never thought of it before I met, we started doing our show.
As opposed to what? Like not having a solution? Like, how do you mean
to just not wanting to problem solve? Because I look at it as like problem solving, right? Would you agree?
Correct.
Like,
yes,
you see something,
a solution that solves the problem. Yeah,
right. And so I just want to know: is that something you think is unique in men? Not to you, Dale. I'm asking.
Yes, correct.
Everyone out there, do you think it's unique that men such as Dale want a solution? Or do they always want a problem? I think it's a good quality you have. I always see a beginning, middle, and an end. That's what I learned in being in media. I learned, beginning, middle, end. And you want the beginning, the middle, and the solution.
Yeah, which is similar. But all I can tell you from when you pose that question there is the one man that's currently on, as opposed to being dominated the chat by women at this point right now. But Danny, good longtime listener like everybody, and good morning to everybody out there, by the way.
Good morning.
He said we absolutely are.
Okay.
So there might be more than I think. I don't know. So
yeah, I just think it's an interesting. I'm kind of an overthinker. I'm definitely an overthinker.
I'm not an overthinker, that's for sure.
I take everything.
I don't think my attention span allows me to be,
Yeah. I mean, I think both of us have some ADHD. You and I both. And that's fine. It's perfectly healthy. It's good.
Yeah. I think so too.
But so anyway, I thought, okay, I'm going to start out Mondays with a solution. I can't have all the solutions, but I came up with a solution for you in the Lindsay Clancy case.
Oh, this is a big then.
I think it's very interesting.
Okay.
So, our friend Leah at the Leah Files.
Yep.
She posted, and it killed me. I wanted to tell you this so bad over the weekend, but I was like, no, I'm going to tell him. Yeah. I'm not going to tell him.
And she didn't pop up on my feed either. So that's weird, but go on. Yeah.
She's doing a deep dive on Patrick Clancy.
Okay.
She's going to go in and go through all the public records.
Good.
And we know how her deep dives are.
Oh, yes.
So I messaged her and I said, when the trial started to go the way it's going, I said, you were the first person I thought of. Like, oh my gosh. I said, I can't wait. And she wrote back, she goes, oh, it's going to be good.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So that I think is kind of a solution for you.
I do too. That means, well, yes, because somebody's looking deeper and it does lead to what hopefully I think is a different end game. Again, I go back and forth with this case because I'm like, 3 children are dead and I don't want to lose track of that. I don't want to give excuses for the reason why they might be or what happened again, but there are causes to it. And I think there are things that lead people to do things that they normally wouldn't do. And so if she did it, and I'm saying if she did it, because I honestly don't know that.
We don't know.
We don't know. I've leaned both ways depending on my mood at the moment.
Yeah. So, or what you see online or, an attorney I saw do a video brought up an interesting point. He said that if she's found, I don't even know if it would be either side, if she was guilty or found innocent, I'm not sure, but can Patrick be tried for negligence because he left those kids with her knowing that she was not stable?
Yeah, it's a fine line, right?
Kind of line. Like a case where a parent leaves a gun not secured, and the child takes that gun and then shoots someone. So that was an interesting.
That's happened where the parents have been held liable now.
It happened in Texas, I believe, where
I think
a parent was. So that was an interesting.
That is
interesting solution. I think Leah, and for all of you who don't know, we're talking about Leah on TikTok. She's on Substack. She's phenomenal. She's former CIA, NSA. Yes. She's had her own consulting firm. And she does deep dives on public.
Very deep dives.
on public information. And some of the stuff that she's uncovered is unbelievable.
Correct.
So, so she will be taking on the deep dive, and I don't know when she'll be ready, but she said she will let me know the minute it's ready to go.
Awesome. Good. Thank you. That is big news. That's
so
good news.
that's
that's good news because
you know,
I think if anybody, I'm very interested to see what she finds in this with him. Something sketch about him, no doubt about it. So
another prosecutor made a video and said that if she's found innocent of all charges and acquitted and released, that district attorney, now they have a murderer on the loose, right? Yeah. And they're going to have huge pressure to convict somebody, to find somebody. So they will most likely have to investigate Patrick and then put him up,
Correct.
But
this is a good point too. Well, sorry, Maureen, I didn't mean that. I can see him perhaps being charged as an accessory, but nothing more. Yeah, I mean, true, that could be part of it too.
The negligent thing is kind of interesting. That would be a totally different case. But there was a father here in Texas, I believe, and he bought his son a rifle, and the son then took it to school and did a school shooting, and the father is serving 15 years for that. Yeah. So the negligence of that is interesting. So, it's still going. I think the prosecution has 7 more witnesses to call.
Jeez, I know.
And then I looked at the defense. I looked at the defense witness list, and Patrick Clancy is on that list. The defense witness list. His parents, her parents. I made a mistake on Wednesday saying her parents would not. What I meant to say is her parents were not going to testify for the prosecution.
Gotcha. Yeah,
but now it is confirmed, and I think he has over 140 witnesses on the defense list. So we have a lot. I think we have a little bit more time going in this.
I do too. And honestly, I'm here for it all. I am so intrigued by it, and which I'm not normally like because it's kind of, almost, I feel like, like I'm watching a soap opera or something like that, but it's not. To me, this is very interesting case because I've known people that have taken a series of these antidepressants over the years,
myself included.
We have a family member very close to us, an in-law, who was on a series of depressants and tried to kill himself in our basement at one point while we were up in Ohio. And so these things are crazy. And then, just last night, we're sitting there, we're watching TV with my mom. A commercial comes on for an antidepressant medication. Can't remember the name of it. Sorry. But the side effects were absolutely as you expect: suicidal thoughts, harming others. I'm like, what is going on with this stuff that they can keep pushing and pushing and pushing it? And why wouldn't it make you crazy and do things that you wouldn't normally do? To me, I don't know. I almost feel like I would rather have depression. But when you're depressed, you're desperate to get out of depression. You'll take anything because you don't like that feeling either.
Right? I have to say that during my time of struggling with my mental health, the meds never helped me. I never felt better.
Okay.
I never, ever felt better.
First-hand experience.
Yeah. And I went through so much of, I feel like what Lindsay's going through, just more medications, a different doctor, going to the hospital, having to be and I think that might be another reason why this case is so capturing to so many people, because I think a lot of people have struggled or are struggling with mental health, and they're relating to this.
Correct.
And they're relating to her lack of care that mental health is surely missing in this country.
Yep. And I understand. And there's a lot of, and I'd say, I'll say this because I've seen just video after video of a lot of mothers, like, poor Lindsay. And I can see that point. I'm not non-empathetic to what happened to her and all that. And then I see others who are like, she clearly did it and all that. And 3 children are dead. Somebody did it. I'm not saying she even didn't do it. I'm just saying that even if she did do it, there's such a bigger story behind that. The sadness of the children dying will never go away. That is absolutely tragic and almost unheard of. But yeah, go on. I'm sorry. Yeah, go on.
I'm just checking my sound, making sure everything's okay.
Yeah, it sounds okay.
It's okay. Again, I look at the family dynamics of what her husband was like, and we're not seeing anything that shows me that he was a supportive, caring, interested husband or father. And, you know, it's not just the mom that we're looking at the whole family dynamics here. And that is what I feel the most sympathy for, because I've been a mom, I've had kids. You know, and I've said this before, it was because of my husband, Oscar, that I got healthy, because he stood by me and made sure that I was okay. And that's a huge difference. Because if you're fighting this alone, you know, you've got society judging you. She's a nurse. She was worried about her colleagues judging her neighbors judging her family. I mean, it's a horrible stigma attached to this. So I think that might be another reason why this case is so encompassing, because there's so many factors to it.
Wow. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And so Friday, I don't think they were off on Friday.
They did not. Yeah, but this is interesting. You know, the judge gave jury instructions on Thursday afternoon, and I had wondered about this, but the jury is not sequestered.
Whoa. I didn't know that either.
I heard an attorney talk about this. So there's 12 jurors and 6 alternates. So there's 18.
So 18.
And they said, really, a sequestered jury is kind of a Hollywood thing. It's kind of a movie thing. They really don't do it anymore. It's not, it's just not done. It's very expensive to house 18 jurors individually in individual rooms and feed them. And so I thought about that. And you know, my daughter's obsessed with this too. And it's kind of unusual, because she doesn't really care about the news, but she couldn't wait for this morning either, like to get online. But we were talking about it. And let me ask you this, Dale. Put yourself in that jury box. You are in there 7 hours a day, 6, I don't know exactly how long they're there. They're in the thick of it, right? The emotion, they're seeing Lindsay. I mean, what they are seeing compared to what we are seeing is incredible, right?
And they've saw pictures and they've saw autopsy reports. They've seen also things that are just, you'll never forget.
So the judge told them, do not go home. Go home, relax, enjoy the weekend. Do not speak to anyone. Do not watch anything. Do not look at the news. And I thought about that. And I thought, as a juror, I would want to go home and not think about it, not talk about it, right?
Yeah, as a juror.
How do you feel like you would feel as a juror?
That'd be very, how do you stop people from looking? You're not being sequestered. They could see everything we're seeing online.
No, I'd go in a room, or I'd go outside and lay in the sun, and I wouldn't want to talk about it.
I would. Okay,
I feel like you would be so inundated. Your brain is so consumed with this case.
I feel I'd have to
I would want to do.
That'd be my problem. That's probably why I wouldn't be a good.
You'd want the solution.
I'd want the solution. I feel I'd have to talk about it just to get off of my chest what I saw and what I heard.
You could maybe talk about, like, you know what, this is really hard on me. I'm struggling, but I just want to be left alone. Like, I don't think I would.
Yeah, because I wouldn't want to jeopardize the case at all.
Right.
So that too, there's that struggle with being, non-sequestered, is that
they go home every night too.
They do every night.
And they're told every day at the end of court, do not discuss this. Do not. I just was wondering about that. What's the mood of the jury? Would they all just be like, I just want to spend
the dynamic of the jury?
I don't.
Men, women, and all that? Or, okay, I don't either.
Yeah, I don't. But I did see the theory of why they chose those 2 prosecutors, because they're female.
Yeah.
And they felt like they were going to be able to sympathize. They were going to get like a sympathy from the jury, but I don't think that's working.
And I agree with this too, because Leslie said this. And so there's 2 things. I'm going to play this. I'm going to put her comment up where it says, this is not a who did it case. Okay. Yeah. And then she puts, it is is she responsible case. Currently, that is true. It's not a who did it case yet. And that was kind of Maureen's point. No, he's not arguing for the future. He's arguing on the responsibility.
He's worrying about this jury, this verdict, this case.
Yes. Which is, you were not wrong whatsoever, on that. I do agree with that. Again, I'm hoping there's a bigger picture here. So
we all are. I mean, I agree with you on that too. We all are hoping.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was more a statement on my hope than it was that. But anyways, 20 minutes. Here we are, Lindsay Clancy again. And we got so much to cover today. We want We want to clearly thank you all, but I do want to kind of up this thing's going on, and I'm
it's
intrigued by it,
important.
and I
People
don't
are
mind talking
intrigued
about
by
it
it.
every day we're on, you know.
Yeah.
But so it not being on Friday was a perfect time to watch the most ridiculous few hours of my life, which was which I did not watch at all. I could not watch it all.
I
It was the Candace
started
Owens,
watching,
Andrew Wilson debate. Yep.
I started watching it. You know, the first thing I'm going to say is P-Bet David. He's a fool.
Yeah, I don't like him either.
I never really liked him. He's a used car salesman. I don't dislike him as like a person. I'm sure I would get along with him, but I just as what he does, I'm just not a big fan. But he's like a used car salesman.
He feels that
insurance, and multi-level marketing.
Which is what he was anyways, wasn't he?
That's what he did. And now he said he made all this money and he's going to go into being a media. He's creating a media company.
Yes. Yep.
And he sat there as the moderator and looked like he was absolutely lost.
Correct. I agree.
He had, so that was my first when
then Michael Knowles or Joe Rogan would have done a much better job at that. Yes. Correct.
Anybody.
Theo Vaughn would have done a better job.
Oh, it was horrible. So I watched like the first few minutes of it. And then like you, I was like, no, I can't. I'll watch the clips. I'll look at the highlights because. So let me ask your opinion. Do you think she won? Candace.
Yeah, I'm a little torn about that, other than I was really, really disappointed as she has been the kind of spokesperson for this, you know, in the podcast world that, you know, Charlie Israel or like Erica Kirk or TPUSA had a hand in it somehow. And for her answer to, well, I don't want to get into some legal battle, so I'm not going to say that. That was the part that just kind of like,
no, she had every right, but she had every right to do that because
she did. I agree. Yeah, she did. And I'm not saying
smart.
She shouldn't, but I was just like, if you're so convicted on that, then don't be afraid to say that. On this other side of it, Andrew Wilson, I think, was less prepared than I honestly thought he would be.
Oh, he was, you know, as a debater and Forensics League debate champion in high school.
And he's a douche anyways, but
but you learn, okay, it's content, style.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of other things that go into a debate and winning a debate than just your facts. I mean, obviously you have to have your facts, but he had no content, no style, I didn't think that he was prepared at all. Couldn't even list the 7
that part got
things
me.
that
like,
he was being charged with.
Yeah. Yeah. You're so, and also the other thing was that really got me was, and Danny says this, and I'll say this, and I agree with this. Candace talked way more, said way less, and ended up fact checking herself on more than one occasion. True. That's why I think I'm torn between it. Cause there was both on my end. There was both of those. I think the part that really gets me is when you're fighting for, on both sides of this, when you're fighting for Tyler Robinson either did it or Tyler Robinson isn't the guy that did it. Based on the evidence so far that we know, the only thing we can say is, well, he's the guy, because that's the evidence that's being shown to us. That's the evidence that's being presented to you and me and the rest of the general public out there. And Andrew was like, well, I'm 75 to 80%, you know, and I'm like, whoa, wait.
That's another big mistake you make in your debate. You have to be 100% sure of your argument.
Yes.
So you can't come in and then say, well, I only
there's some
believe in my
argument.
I believe in my argument 75%. That takes away the power of your argument. And the other thing that bothered me about when he couldn't list the 7 things that Tyler Robinson was convicted of, and the way he put it back on her, like, okay, we'll list them because he didn't know. That's another very weak point of somebody debating. He didn't know, but he was trying to get him out of her. And then she was like, well, tell me what they are. And he was like, and that's such an obvious thing when you watch somebody, even in an interview, or if you don't know your argument,
correct,
and then you are trying to get it out of the person who knows, that's such a bad look.
Yep. Agreed.
Very bad.
It is a bad look. So honestly, I thought it was, most of it I thought was boring as hell. I thought it
Yeah.
was I've heard both these arguments for 11 months now, you know? Not so much out of Andrew Wilson because he really didn't start talking about it until recently on that end of it. But from Candace, I've heard the whole present. Candace has been wrong on a lot of things she said, over her time period here on the Egyptian plane thing. I don't know that there's any proof to any of this. The French Foreign Legion, I haven't seen any proof, so I can't say right or wrong, but I'm guessing probably not. But there's probably some
Well,
things she
there
is
was
absolutely
a
right about.
plane that left
Yeah.
Utah that turned off its tracking system.
Yes, correct.
That's a fact. That happened.
That is a fact. That is a fact. I don't know from who and from where and where that came from. I don't know that particular plane thing. Maybe you do, or and maybe I missed that part with all the absolute stuff that's been thrown into this case.
That is something that was talked about like the day after Charlie was killed.
Yeah.
That came out. And there was a private jet that left Utah, whatever airport was near Utah Valley, and left immediately after Charlie was killed and turned off its tracking device. And was it Egypt or was it Israel that it went to?
See, that's where I'm confused because I heard it was an Egyptian plane. Okay. That's what initially she said. And I don't know if anybody else has said that. I really haven't paid attention to what others are really saying about it.
I've heard other people talk about it.
Okay.
But you know what? I started reading a fascinating book. It's called Gideon Spies.
Oh, okay.
I think it's Gideon Spies. Let me double check. It's Gideon Spies. And yeah, Gideon Spies.
Mm-hmm.
And it's written by somebody, I'm not sure if he was a Mossad agent or he's just investigated Mossad.
Yeah.
I'm on like chapter 3. It's fascinating. But the first chapter is about Princess Diana.
Oh.
And the driver, Henri Paul, who was drunk and caused the accident where she died, was working for Mossad.
So I've heard that before.
And so fascinating. And why this made me think about this is because after I'm on the 3rd chapter, I'm such a nerd and I'm reading, but it's like a spy novel. It's so fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
But Mossad they're everywhere.
Oh, no doubt.
They're everywhere.
Zero doubt. Yeah.
They are everywhere. And in the chapter about Princess Diana, Henri Paul worked for the Ritz. Dodi Al-Fayed's father owned the Ritz.
Yep.
Mossad got word that there were a lot of Arabs meeting there for arms deals. They were making arms deals.
Yeah. Okay.
In this hotel.
Mm-hmm.
So they wanted to find an employee that was mid-level. They didn't want a manager because that would get too much attention. They didn't want a janitor. They wanted somebody mid-level. And Henri Paul was perfect because he could look up employee stuff. He could look up guest things. He could change a hotel bill. I mean, he had just enough, but not too much to cause. So they seeked him out. They call him Katzas. They're called Katzas. Those are the Mossad agents that go out and get these people. Henri Paul did pretty well. He made decent money. He had a pretty good job. He had all the VIPs. He was a driver. And he was getting paid by the paparazzi. So when the paparazzi would pay him a ton of money when somebody famous was there and he would tell them where they'd be. So long story, but he got sucked into Mossad, started feeling the pressure of it. He was getting a lot of pressure, feeling it. So he started drinking heavily, taking antidepressants and all this. They do not feel Princess Diana dying. She wasn't a target. It was just him, Henri Paul, having the pressure from Mossad.
Okay.
But the Mossad agent, they were in the paparazzi that night.
Really?
They were all over. And I think about that when I think about Charlie Kirk. As I'm reading this book.
Yeah.
And I think, boy, they're everywhere.
So
I don't think it's a far-fetched to say.
I don't either. I don't. The more I learn about it, the more I hear from reliable sources. And I'm talking people like JJ Carroll, who I firmly believe and trust. The guy's seen the world of stuff, and other people you and I both follow on there's TikTok or X or something like that. I I truly believe. Now I have who I think is also a very, very, very good friend of mine who I completely trust, who thinks the other way. So that's where I'm a little like torn, and I don't. He certainly isn't bought and paid for by Israel. He certainly isn't this, but he's a securities expert. He's been a friend for years and years and years, and he's just he ran security detail for the government, and so I'm like I don't obviously I don't know people like you don't know them like you think you know some people sometimes, but I firmly believe him
Well, I
too. So
highly
I'm kind of on both
recommend.
sides.
I highly
You know?
recommend this book,
Mhm.
Gideon's Spies. It is, if you just want to understand what Mossad is. He also
Yeah.
goes through great detail explaining what Mossad
Mhm.
is, when they were founded, how they operate, and after I'm starting the third chapter, but after the
Mhm.
first two chapters, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
They're all over.
Yep. Mhm.
Everyday life in a hotel, they know
Yeah,
everything.
it's weird. Are they? Do you think Mossad? Can I ask you this real quick? But then I'll play a couple clips from
Mhm.
from that debate just because I want to discuss them. But do you think is Mossad made up of not just Israeli born? I mean, is Mossad worldwide recruiting, getting people
Well,
from
yeah,
who
because they
knows?
went and recruited this Henri Paul, who
So
was not Israeli.
yeah, so I'm
So they
saying
recruit people in other countries to get information,
get information.
and
So bribe or recruit? I mean, it's like yeah.
all they wanted from this Henri Paul, who's French, works for the Ritz,
Mhm.
they wanted to know when these Arab arm dealers were coming in so that they
Oh,
could
yep,
infiltrate them.
yep, yep,
So, yes, they're
yeah.
everywhere.
They're
I
everywhere.
mean, the agents themselves that are
Yes,
recruiting are
that's what
probably Israeli,
but
but they're out recruiting. I highly recommend this book. It really reads like a spy novel. It's not boring at all. It's just
wow.
very
Okay.
like, oh my God,
Yeah.
like that. So that's why I don't rule out
Oh,
Mossad
I
having infiltrated. They
agreed.
could have infiltrated TPUSA. We don't
I
know.
agree. I agree at this point because of the what I thought used to be conspiracy theories years ago in my life that have come true. Many, many, many of them. So I
Mhm.
of course I don't put governments, be it ours or Israelis or anybody's. Uh,
Mhm.
I don't disregard anything they can do at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
It's bizarre. It's
So if I
absolutely bizarre.
hadn't have started reading this book over the weekend,
Yeah.
I may have thought a little bit differently, but oh no, I'm thinking a
Mhm.
lot differently about what Mossad is able to do
Yeah.
across
Yeah.
around the world.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. And then this has nothing to do with this, and we'll go back to this, but then Hayden Panettiere passes away. She's
And now
36.
they're saying, she had abusive relationship, lost custody of her child,
Yeah.
terrible, struggling with alcoholism.
Hmm. Yeah.
Is she another victim of not getting good mental health
Correct. And
care?
she just finished 3 months ago. What a memoir or a book on basically
Yeah.
the music and the Hollywood industry and what happened to
Mhm.
her and all that. And
Very
uh
sad. Remember
very
her
sad.
as the little girl in
Oh yeah.
Remember the
Mhm.
Titans when
Yep.
she played the
Sure do.
daughter of the coach?
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
My
Yeah.
daughter was devastated. We heard the news last night, but um, her brother, they wanted to go to Thailand, I think,
And they did,
and
I heard, go to
yeah,
Thailand.
and they got the
They
COVID
got the
shot, and her
jab.
brother died. They think
I've
her brother
enlarged
died
heart.
from, yeah. But TMZ did play a video taping this morning of the 911 call saying that it was a cardiac arrest call. So
Mhm.
I don't
For
know. We'll
her?
find. Mhm.
Right. Really?
So I don't know. Did she overdose? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
Very
know either.
sad.
Sad, absolutely sad.
Mhm.
No doubt about it. Back to this, there's a couple clips I just wanna play, I have like 8 of
Yeah.
them, but there's no reason to play all 8 of
You
them.
play what you want and let's take it apart.
Well, I wanna go over what I think or at least where I think Andrew Wilson was trying to say, here, these are the texts that were just released, or that was sent to
that
him.
was such.
And to me, I'm like, I don't know if I'm on board.
That's your smoking gun.
That's what I think he was trying to do and end the debate there. Basically, like this is going to be it. But here's how it went. If you didn't see it.
Mm-hmm.
On September 9th, Charlie's security team wrote to him, yes, law enforcement has been fully supportive and agreed to a security plan and posture. Tomorrow's event will be covered by both my team and the campus PD. If additional support is required, patrol units will be available. I have 11 on site. Charlie responded with this, okay, great. Remind them that they are there for one person's security only, because I'm somewhat worried the left is trying to kill me. That was a message sent September 9th.
I don't think that's a smoking gun. And
the left has been wanting to, the left has hated him since the day he hit the stage. Okay,
correct.
Come on.
Yep. Yeah, to me, that was not a big revelation. Of course, the left was trying to kill him. Of course.
Do you think, so Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens have been friends for years. You know, he discovered her. They were very close.
They were, no doubt. I keep
wondering, factual. I wonder if Charlie ever sent her things in case something happens to me, and she hasn't revealed them yet.
I don't know. With all the everybody, like Candace is just batshit crazy, and I've been down that path. I've thought, man, Candace.
I don't think she's crazy at all. I don't think she's crazy at all.
Yeah, I don't know.
If anybody knows him
I don't think she's
more,
crazy, but
she knows him more than anyone. She knows, she worked with him day to day. They traveled together. They built a lot of what they have right now together. I think a lot of people are underestimating what she knows and how she knows him. I firmly believe that. And I wonder, because everybody has a person that they say, in case something happens to me, here's some stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know.
So if she did, there's just a timing issue on when
maybe she's
to release that. I don't know.
Maybe she's stripping it up. You know, this is my theory too of the Charlie Kirk murder, the assassination. I may have talked about this. I've talked about this on other shows, but anytime something like this happens, we could go back to JFK, Martin Luther King, Bobby Kennedy. You know, it's shock and awe. We're just we're shocked, right? We are in shock. I remember that week. Yeah, I remember that week very well. It was just, oh my God, we saw it on TV. You know, oh my God. And then you've got the government working over here, taking care of everything when we're in shock and we're not paying attention. We're not looking at the details, right?
Yep. Correct.
And I remember hearing about the Egyptian plane. Then I remember hearing about this Tyler Robinson, and I was just like, yeah, okay, I believe it. Some crazy killed him. That's how the left is, you know. And it wasn't until later when we come out of our shock that we start looking at things and we're like, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
You know, do you agree? Like,
yeah, I do. I absolutely.
And it's always with big assassinations,
because the initial shock and awe is, and then everybody's talking about, oh my God, you know, blah blah blah.
And we're in shock. We're literally as a nation, we're in shock.
Yes, correct.
And that's when the government, and I'm going back to all of the famous assassinations that we've had in this country, probably Abraham Lincoln too. Yeah. And that's when they do their work. Yeah. Because we're in shock. Yeah. And we're not. You know, we're not.
Which I think if you look at any and I can, you know, we can go Bobby Kennedy and we can go, which I think Sirhan probably did it. I'm not saying he didn't, but I think we can all go back to, you know, Lee Harvey Oswald is not the guy. I mean, so if I go back there, and I think we all think that, most of us I think that at this point that could not have happened from that guy at that shot and blah blah blah, and his skill level and his. You know, he was the typical patsy that we all talk about. When you think about patsy, I think.
Well, then we had Jack Ruby.
Who shot him.
But I mean, I'm just talking about the 10 days or
correct.
You know,
which was easy, I think, back then in the '60s. For them, we got our guy.
They never thought we would have the technology we have today to go back and look at.
Of course,
things. Yeah. But I just really think it's that time where the country's in shock. We're in mourning. And then the work is done. And suddenly they got a suspect. They arrest him. And it isn't until later when we wake up, we come out of it, and we're like, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Yep.
It makes sense.
And so I've got feelings about it. I'm like I think both Wilson and Owens, I feel maybe are grifters on this. I really do.
I don't think Candace is. I don't think she
I don't
is.
know.
I don't think so. I think she sincerely, that was her friend. I think she was the closest to him than anyone else. If you go back years of those two.
Yeah.
And she knew him because, I have been a victim of that too, of like knowing someone, defending them, and then been called, oh, she's just trying to, it's like, no, like you have to understand, like she wasn't just some podcaster. She was, he discovered her.
Yeah.
They worked together for a long time before they were both famous.
What was the reason for them separating there? Do we know?
Well, didn't she go to the Daily Wire? Didn't she?
She did go to the Daily Wire. She did.
She went to the Daily Wire. She left Charlie, went to the Daily Wire. I don't really know. I don't know. And then she left the Daily Wire. And that was more publicized.
That was publicized with her.
I think I sort of remember, I might remember her saying that the Daily Wire came to her and made her an offer, and Charlie wasn't able to. He was like, I think that's a good offer. You should take it.
Yeah.
I don't think they left on, I don't think there was animosity.
Yeah.
I don't
Do you think it's weird? So let me go back to this debate. Do you think it's weird that she demanded $300,000 to debate? First of all, do you think it's weird that during the podcast, PBD only played her commercials during those podcasts?
He doesn't have a platform nearly as big. No, you know what?
Understood, but he could have played his own commercials, PBD.
I don't hold it against her. I don't hold it against her.
I'm not holding it against her. I just think it's weird.
She negotiated. She's a businesswoman. She made her negotiations. I think some of the things he did were really smarmy. Like they wanted to do it at her house. She wanted to do it at her house because she's pregnant. She's 7 months pregnant. He wanted to be able to smoke. And she's like, no, I'm pregnant. You're not going to come inside my house. Well, he held that against her. He used that against her.
Yeah. I'm a smoker. I get it.
But I mean, to come into my house and I'm pregnant and you want to smoke
I would
with
not
me?
do it in a house anyways, but yes.
Things like that. I think he's an arrogant bastard anyways.
I do too. I'm not a big fan of him.
His podcast, have you ever seen what he does? He gets 20-year-old OnlyFans girls on.
Yep.
And asks them about the Revolutionary War.
Yep. And they're stupid and I get it. And of course they are. Yeah.
That's what you compare yourself to, as some 20-year-old girl who God knows what her life was like, that now she's on OnlyFans. I mean, I'm not defending her, but that's where he makes himself look smart, is against these 20-year-old girls that are on OnlyFans because they don't know what else to do. And there's probably 50 college girls I could line up right now pledging at, 80 pie that don't know what the Revolutionary War is either.
Which is sad, by the way.
Yeah. But that's where he claims his brilliance from. Do
you believe that he was hired by TPUSA to coach
that.
on debates, like for debating purposes, or?
I am not sure. I think he was brought on by TPUSA.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah. Okay. So,
but it was interesting.
He claims he's not paid by them and does not work for them. You think that would be some?
Candace pointed out that he went and met with Erica and got a hug from her.
Yeah, I mean,
and
okay, I would hug her too if I met her. Like, I'm so sorry for what happened, regardless of what I think.
But before the debate, it was right.
Right
before the debate.
Real sick.
Oh my gosh, you poor thing.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
But anyways, I mean, I don't like his character. I don't like his style. I don't like his form.
I understand that. His comment about all women are retarded. I mean, I
called Erica Kirk retarded. She's too retarded to kill her husband.
Too retarded to kill her husband. I mean, maybe. I don't know her.
But that alone, like, what? And Erica's
Correct.
using you as somebody to represent them in this debate?
Yeah. Yeah. It was there were some really what I just thought were some I wasn't impressed with either one of them. to be honest with you. And it's not like I knew. I don't. Some of the details they brought up, some of the discussion, I didn't know. I'm not following that as much as they are, and they're invested in it for whatever reason, whatever their personal reasons are. Whether they are trying to take advantage of somebody's death, you can argue that point, or whether or not they truly believe what they're saying, you can argue that point too. I think both can be true, maybe at even the same time, but I just haven't followed it. So it was just, to me, a little weird. So,
well, and I'll go back to the Leah files. Everybody go check out the Leah files. She did some deep dives on TPUSA that would make your hair stand up.
Very true. And I'm talking factual public record. Finances, where it came from,
where the
things
money
like that.
is,
It's
what
very
they
true.
spent the money on, the fake LLCs they have set up. That's why LLCs are very important to look at in nonprofits, because they'll get a bunch of money. Then they put it into an LLC. That LLC gets sold. Then that goes into another LLC. She looked at how they weren't paying their vendors. They weren't paying their, I mean, so I don't think TPUSA looks real good.
No, I don't think so either. And it's a real shame too, because it was Charlie was the one holding that all together. He was the one real voice and the one real guy that could resonate with the youth out there and did it in a classy way.
Yeah, I've said this from the very beginning. I don't fault Charlie for any of this.
Nope.
I think he created TPUSA. It got so big, the organization got so big, he didn't have control of it.
Yep.
And then once he started seeing, like, okay, wait a minute, supposedly he wanted to have a Doge investigation. He wanted to, and then all this happened. So I don't fault Charlie Kirk at all.
So then if that's the case, do you think he is, do you think TPUSA, as Candace has suggested, is complicit in this?
Maybe some of them. I don't think the whole entire organization.
Correct. Yeah, I agree. I don't think everybody could be. There's a lot of people in that organization.
And did Mossad infiltrate TPUSA?
Well, there you have it. Now that we're talking about that, it makes me think. And it's not like that. There's not precedent for that. Mossad infiltrating things, as you now know. So, yeah. Is that your phone or my phone?
Mine. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. It's okay. Mine goes. I have two, and they go off all the time like this. So that's why I'm like, shoot. Yeah, interesting. Let me play a couple more clips here that I.
Let me just ask you another thing. What did you think about his foot constantly?
Well, I think because he's a smoker, I sit here and I fidget with this wristband.
Oh, he was having
every
a nicotine
show. So yeah, this is a PTSD wristband we got from the Warrior Shield last year, and it's from Tanya Glenn and Associates. Just real quick, she's she does what's EMR therapy. If you're familiar with that therapy for PTSD, I can explain it. It's another show, but it's basically light therapy and it works.
Is that Tanya from?
Tanya Glenn is her name, from Tanya Glenn and Associates. So
I was thinking it was Tanya from the guy that was shot.
Oh, no. But anyway, so they gave away these wristbands and it's on my desk every day.
Okay.
So I fidget, I turn it inside out. I fidget it because I am a smoker. I used to vape.
So he was
too. And so do I think his leg going back and forth? I think there's a little of both. Probably at points he was probably thinking, well, shit, I'm being had here maybe. Or I really just have to. He's a full blown. He's probably 3 packs a day smoker.
Well, he's always smoking when he's a guest on somebody's show.
A little bit. Yes, correct. Which
I mean, that's
Rogan
fine,
lets people do it.
Again, it goes back to your content and your preparedness. All of those things are looked at.
Yeah, and he looked like he was sweating a lot. I mean, like
he's stammering. He was stammering. He couldn't come up with a good. I mean, I'm just going to say style, content, preparation, all of the other things that I've been judged on in a debate, he failed in.
Yeah, correct. I agree. So Leslie, so she does it on a show. Just smoke on Airedale. I do it sometimes on Whiskey Caps. I just don't smoke in my house. So that's the only reason. Like, I'm not in if this was like a separate like studio outside, I'd probably be that guy.
Get yourself a man shed.
A man shed. I know I need a man shed. That's what I need. So my wife needs a she shed first though. So her she shed is now our pool room and pool equipment, like all the floats, all the stuff like that. And she's like, why? Like, we could have done that elsewhere. I'm like, yeah, but it's really convenient. So she lost her she shed. But anyways, I did not quit vaping. have stopped. I've tried to limit my, somebody asked me on there, I quit vaping. I said, I haven't quit it completely, but I've tried to limit how much I do it. And,
Well, they say vaping is
and the
far
cost of
worse
it,
for
it's
your
not like
lungs.
vaping made me stop smoking. So now I'm just double dipping as far as cost goes. So I'm like, that's stupid. So just stop one or the other. So right now I'm weaning myself off, guys. Let's play here another clip.
Yeah, he has to deal with me. Okay, he's got to have a cigarette.
I know. Yeah, that's right. So see, I understand why Andrew Wilson needed to smoke.
I've probably driven men to worse than smoking.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly. Probably. You know all those antidepressants we talk about? How many men out there are just chock full of them right now because of you?
I dated Maureen Henner. Give me something.
Yeah, I need it all. I'll accept the side effects at this point. You know? I do want to play this clip where she does, because I think this was a defining moment where she did, and to her point, ask about the charges. And if you didn't see it, at least, you know, we've talked about it, but I do want to show the clip. So let's do this real quick. I think it's this one here.
One of the charges against, or all of them, do you think Tyler Robinson is guilty of?
Yeah, can we list them real quick? I'll tell you exactly which ones. We'll pull them up.
Well, do you know any of the charges he's up for right now?
Yeah, of course. But I want to make sure that we have them listed.
Yeah, but like can you name one?
I think he's been charged with murder.
I think
that's actually incorrect.
Okay, great. Now name all 7.
He doesn't even. This is like
name all 7.
And I
can you name all 7?
I can.
Then do it.
The first charge is aggravated murder, because that's what carries a death sentence
so
in the state of Utah. No,
Next.
that's not. That is literally not murder.
Okay.
The second charge is the felony discharge of a weapon. The next 2 charges are for obstruction of justice.
Okay.
The next 2 charges are for witness tampering. And
what's the specific charges, though?
That is them. Obstruction of justice, obstruction of justice, witness tampering.
Okay, and there's no other specifics to them.
Well, I can tell you why he's being charged with it.
Just the charges, and then 7?
Yeah, see, the bad thing is when you try to be an a-hole and it doesn't work.
What's the 7th?
The last charge is violence in front of a minor.
Okay, got it. So then he's being charged with murder. You just say aggravated murder.
Oh my God.
That's the distinction. You just want to.
It's a massive. It's like you cannot say murder versus aggravated murder.
Distinction.
This gets to the entire crux of why him being up for the death sentence.
Yep.
He lost it right there.
He looked bad there. He lost
it right there. As I said, as a debater, you need to know your facts. And that is a perfect example. And you'll see this a lot in the media when you see, especially liberals, when you like, if you see a liberal and a conservative on the news debating, a liberal will always do that. Not have the facts, tell you to tell them, because they know they don't know.
I know them, but you tell me them. I want to know if you know them. You know, that is a clear sign of I don't know what I'm talking about.
And they're trying to put it on you.
I agree.
And it's almost like a psychology, like trying to make you look like you don't want to do the work when really you don't want to do the work.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely.
And didn't do the work, and you're called out on it. I mean, that could be a trial situation too, like defense and prosecution, and the defense not having the facts, and then trying. It was so perfect when he said, "Yeah, I do. It's murder," and she said, "No, it's aggravated." He goes, "No, it's not." Well, what are they? Like he had no idea and didn't care. He didn't care. And those are facts that you need to have when you're going to have a debate. So that was absolutely, she dunked him on that. And that wasn't anything to do with TPUSA or Candace.
No, it's just the charges. That's just what is that's the trial. Where I think she lost it initially was, I think, when we were talking about the preliminary hearing, as opposed to, and then the prosecution, because I think you can agree with this and tell them. And if you don't, that's fine, because I don't really know. I'm just basing it on things I've heard and things I think I know, is that during the preliminary, you're not producing your slam dunk evidence. You're not.
Yeah,
that's
you're not. It's preliminary. It's enough.
It's preliminary.
A preliminary hearing is where you are supposed to provide enough evidence where the judge can decide it can go to trial. If it goes to a jury trial. So you don't present any of your prominent. I remember, like, we could go back to the OJ trial, and the preliminary was like a 1 day. Usually a preliminary hearing is very short, and it's right after the crime. This is weird that it was months later.
So long after.
And I don't know if you remember in the OJ trial, they had the envelope and everybody wanted to know.
Yeah.
We never found out what was in the envelope.
Never.
That was in
Still
the
don't.
preliminary hearing, but
Yeah.
whatever that trial, it had enough evidence to go to trial. That's
Yeah.
all that it is to
Yeah.
show that there's enough evidence to go to trial. The defense does not put on a case that
Mhm.
I think it's really more like the prosecution is the one.
I think so. I think the
because they have to prove.
they have to prove their. Yep, you're right. You're
Yeah.
right. Yep.
So he was wrong in that too, by trying to say that was when all the slam dunk evidence was.
Well, she was saying, why didn't they present their evidence there? The slam dunk evidence. So Candace was the one saying it, and he actually at that point, I think I might be wrong, but I think I got it.
She was asking him that where I don't know, maybe I got that wrong. I thought she was asking him that in a gotcha moment.
Yeah, no, I think she was just trying to say, why wouldn't they present all the evidence? Because you never do in a preliminary. It's not the you're not going to give away your case. You're just trying
But I thought she was asking him that as a previous argument they had.
Maybe. I don't know if I have that one.
Because he was trying to say
either way. Yeah, I don't think I have that clip, but I thought that was I thought it was kind of interesting there, because whatever. I mean, it doesn't prove one way or the other. I still don't know who did it. From the moment they caught this Tyler Robinson, I said, that ain't the kid.
Yeah.
Whether he's on footage, I'm not that he's not there. I'm saying that's not this. I don't feel that this is it, but everything that they're saying, the text messages and the father turning them in and admitting it and all that, I don't know what to believe there either. Like, okay, well,
do you know? Have you heard of Baron Coleman? He's an attorney. He's taken apart this whole case. He does an excellent job.
I have.
He has a podcast.
Oh yeah.
He was on a podcast. What's the guy's name? Julian Doherty. He has a good podcast too.
Oh, okay.
With Baron Coleman and a forensic medical examiner.
Mm-hmm.
They were taking everything apart. The forensic medical examiner was saying that where's the shirt? All the things that should be held in evidence that are not.
Yeah.
The shirt, the necklace that was given to Erica.
Yeah.
Do you know the microphone that Charlie Kirk was holding that he dropped, but it's full of blood?
Yeah.
You know that Erica takes that with her on all of her speaking. It's in a plexiglass case with the blood, and she brings that to her speaking events.
What?
This forensic expert was like, that all of that needs to be in evidence. The necklace, the microphone, the shirt that they supposedly cut off of him and nobody knows where it is, the car that has been released from evidence that they drove him in.
Yeah, what the devil's advocate argument? Go on. I'll let you finish.
What kind of woman, wife, widow, keeps the microphone with blood, puts it in a plexiglass case, and brings it to her 10,000 a person dinner?
No, that's weird. That's super weird. Yeah, that's actually bizarre. Like I wouldn't do that. I'm not saying just women.
Why isn't that in evidence? All of that stuff. Why isn't that all?
The devil's advocate to some of that evidence, like the necklace, perhaps even the car. I don't know. Is like, well, once they determine that it's not,
but it never had a chance to be determined.
Like,
they took that necklace off of and gave it to her immediately, and the microphone they just gave it to her. I mean, that again goes back to the investigation. Who was investigating this?
Mm-hmm.
Who was saying nobody come on here? This needs to be sealed. We need to pick up every single thing. Very weird. Very weird.
Leslie,
and again, I don't know if we'll ever know. Right?
Yeah,
right?
I don't think so either. Yeah, she makes a good point that factually Andrew Wilson was correct on a lot of his things because of the facts we know. Because of what we're being told. I agree with that. I do. The facts he presented as far as, the evidence that's been presented with the bullets and the casings and everything else, that's what we know currently to be factually true. He was there. That footage of it certainly looks like him on the staircase and all that. They say they've seen, Andrew Wilson wasn't in court when this happened, but people that were there say they saw clearer footage of it.
Yeah, but that's been debunked too.
People that, that's true or not.
Yeah, so people that were there came out and said you couldn't see anything.
Yeah. So who- it's such a, it's, to me, it's a classic case of somebody's covering up for something. I never did think it was Tyler
If it's
Robinson,
a
and we can
true
go back to
cover
the day
up,
it happened till now on
yeah.
old shows. I've never thought, and I always thought there was
If
something
it's a
odd
true
about
cover up,
Erica Kirk. So
yeah, and if there is a true cover up by the government and outside influences, we'll never find out.
yeah, you're right. We'll never find
No.
out anyways.
Yeah,
What
it'll be
happens to
something
Tyler
that it'll be like
Robinson? Oh, he's
JFK. We talk about it.
solitary.
We talk about it for the next 65 years. If it's a
Yep.
JFK, we'll never know.
We'll never know. You're right. We'll never know.
It'll give us good talking points though for years to come.
It does. It does. I just remember the day so vividly, and I felt a sense of loss, like I knew Charlie
horrible
personally, which was weird. It was the weirdest. People like celebrities die, things happen.
Well, it was the first assassination of our time. We weren't alive or old enough to remember
Yep.
JFK, Bobby, Martin Luther King. That was before our time.
Yep.
And so this was the first assassination that
what other theory I heard too, Maureen, and I want your opinion on this, is that Charlie had the ear of President Trump. President Trump was very they were close.
They were very close.
Very close.
He is the reason. Charlie Kirk is the reason Trump got elected with the youth vote. I'm convinced of that.
Agreed. 100%. And Charlie was very much against going into Iran war and all that. And because he was so close to President Trump and Israel was trying to, it's not all, to me, it's a 1 and 1 equals 2 situation here again. Like
Gideon
all these things that happen,
I know.
All these things happening are, I'm not, I don't want to be crazy about it, but I want to be sensible and reasonable about it. When I look at these things, I think, well, that makes perfect sense to me. Tyler Robinson just doing it because Charlie was against the trans movement or something does not make sense to me. It doesn't. No. So the bigger picture makes much more sense to me. And maybe because I'm so intrigued by that bigger picture in a way, like who's involved. And I think it's all bullshit. Everything I hear now, I think is bullshit.
We should Maureen, question everything. We should question everything. We are coming out of the generation where we, like our parents who, Walter Cronkite, we believed, they believed everything you didn't question.
Correct.
And now we are in this era of technology and information and doing what you and I do and talking about things that we wouldn't see on mainstream media. And we should question and we should be allowed to.
There was a good question up here. Did he get federal charges? Are these federal charges against him or are they state?
Against Tyler Robinson?
Against Tyler Robinson.
No, this is another interesting, and I brought this up in a previous show when I talked about.
Thank you for asking that question. But go ahead.
Well, so this was my question, and I brought it up on when I covered the preliminary hearing with you and I.
Yep.
Why? Okay, Tyler Robinson went from one part of Utah to another part of Utah. He never crossed state lines, which would have then made it a federal crime.
Correct.
Why was the FBI brought in immediately? This was just a local case.
Yep.
That has always bothered me. Why?
Like a murder at a local town anywhere.
Yeah.
Initially.
There was no federal. If he would have crossed state lines, if he would have come from California to Utah, then it's a federal. Then the feds come in. But the federal government was brought in.
Is it a federally subsidized college?
No.
Is that their excuse?
State college.
State college. Okay.
And the only time the FBI would come in is when they call in the FBI. Like when the local authorities say, hey, we need help, then they call in the FBI. From the research I was able to do, they never even did that. The FBI just came in.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that always has bothered me too.
That is interesting. That's an interesting point. Yeah. He never did cross state lines, supposedly. He went hours away, but within the same state.
There was nothing that he did that would warrant the FBI to come in immediately. They were there immediately.
Do you think the footage of him jumping off the roof, these are things that you and I haven't really talked about because we didn't know each other back then, but do you think the footage of him jumping off the roof when he supposedly threw the gun down and took it. Like, does any of that make sense?
Well,
Because
but
it
then
sure
they
didn't look
found
like
that
it.
they said he took the gun apart and put it back together, but then
Yes.
the gun was in one piece when they
Yeah.
found it. There's just a lot of things that don't add up and didn't add up from the early stages of this.
And I'm going to tell everybody out there, because I'm sort of on this this theory that it was an exploding like microphone like thing in this thing. I'm not saying that. Again, it could have been. There's reasonable doubt on both sides. So that to me is I've seen so much footage in slow-mo down,
even Navy
and I don't even know if it's been
SEAL
doctored or not, but I don't
Look
think
at how
so.
how many Navy SEAL snipers have come out and said, "There's no way. I've shot a lot of people. I've shot a lot of humans."
Yeah,
and that's not a gunshot. That's not how it. That's not what it looks like.
It didn't. It was weird. It looked weird. So
we got another trial to
to pay attention to. Yes, exactly.
We've got another trial that will have a lot of content.
I think the luckiest guy here is probably Luigi.
Yeah,
I think he's probably the luckiest one. He's not getting the biggest attention. Of course, he pled guilty to it, so there goes his fans.
That was a federal case.
That was a federal case, correct?
Well, he got. I'm not sure why federal. But anytime you catch a federal charge, you can pretty much guarantee you're going to plead guilty or take a plea, because they are brutal to defend. Just the cost alone.
Holy smokes. So here, Leslie did this because she must have looked it up. Crimes on college campuses are generally not federal offenses. They are usually prosecuted under state or local law, though federal regulations like the Clery Act require reporting and oversight.
Yeah,
Thank you. I've never heard of the Clery Act. So
no, but in that case, it doesn't justify the FBI coming in immediately.
No, I'd say it wouldn't.
Over.
I said, but it could. Yeah, you're right. Not taking over. No. I agree with that.
Took over the entire.
Yep.
The only time that would happen is if local authorities called the FBI.
That's what because that happens too. And I don't know that happened. Nobody's told me that happened. They just were there.
The research I did, it didn't. They just came in. The FBI just came in.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy. So she said here, most criminal acts that occur on college campuses, such as assault, theft, burglary, or sexual assault, are handled under state or local law, not automatically as federal offenses.
Because there's no college campus that's a federal college.
Yep.
They're all state or private. There's no federal college.
Okay.
Unless you're at like maybe a military
college or something like that.
But they're state or private.
Yep. Well, interesting. Very interesting. So what's your verdict on this before we finish out with a little bit about this Iran stuff? Because I do want to hear your opinion on that. We do want to talk about that. So
what's my verdict on what? On Charlie
on
Kirk?
on the debate, and on your thoughts on where the trial might end up going.
So I don't think we learned any new information.
Nope. Sure don't.
From the debate. There was no, and whatever. What is it? Andrew Wilson? He thought he dropped some bombshell
with that text on September 9th. Yep.
Made him look more meaningless. That just, I thought Candace did a good job.
I think they both failed in their own ways, but yes.
But they had a horrible moderator.
No, I agree with that too.
I could have been a better moderator.
Yeah.
He sat there like a deer in the headlight. He had no idea what was going on.
Correct.
It was horrible. I mean, what a joke. And that just shows you his just a media whore. Him.
Yep.
That was ridiculous.
Yep. He took advantage of the opportunity to get the clicks and the like. I agree. I mean, again, that's not dumb business sense, but as far as a moderator, horrible.
Yeah, he was horrible. As far as the trial, isn't Tyler Robinson, last I heard, he was still on suicide watch. So I don't know. Is he going to hang himself? I don't know. Like I said, I honestly don't think we're ever going to know the truth.
Yep. Okay. Yep. Nothing new. The debate was overhyped. I think it was poorly done.
I don't even think it did as well as they thought it was going to.
Yeah, I don't even know, honestly. I think if somebody like a Rogan would have moderated, I honestly do. I think if Joe Rogan
or somebody who understood the rules of a Lincoln Douglas debate.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I mean,
So, yeah.
so bad.
Yeah. Were they both getting fed stuff in their ear pieces? I know they could fact check it anytime they wanted to. And
I don't
Candace
know if
kind of
they.
fact checked
I
herself and
don't.
it fell back on her once. But yeah,
I
I don't
don't
know
know.
either.
And
Okay.
I don't really, I don't know.
don't care.
I think he's just a ass.
Yeah.
I just think he's such an ass.
I got problems with both of them, so we'll see. I'm
Yeah,
holding
but if
my
I had to
judgment
go to war, if I had to go to battle, I'd have Candace on my side, not him.
as far
I'd
as
take,
battle
I
and
like any kind of a fight. If I had to
Yeah.
go up against,
Somebody?
to win a case or fight my way through
Yep.
something, I would have Candace on my side, not him.
There's two people I would have. One would be Michael Knowles. The other one would be Matt Walsh for me. So I would have on my side. So
Yeah.
I would have loved to have seen Matt Walsh debate Candace. I think that would have been a little bit better, although Matt has not put himself into that position with this. But I'm a big, huge fan of Matt Walsh. That's just me. But
and our friend Nate Friedman, who we highlighted his video the other day on Dearborn, he's making the media rounds and he's getting some notoriety. So I'm very happy.
Oh, good.
For him.
Yeah, very good. Very good.
Very happy for him. I sent him a message and said, anytime you want to come on and talk with us, we'd love it. And congratulations. And so
good. Yep, absolutely. I did see.
Gotta give props out to those independent journalists. They're
the ones making the news. They're the ones reporting the truth at this point, and no doubt about it. Yeah, that's absolutely true. So good.
Speaking of another independent journalist, who's a guy I follow. I've followed him for a long time, and I think I'll post his video after this. I can't think of his name, but he's just he's a good Republican, good supporter of Trump, but he's very logical in the things that he says. And he came out the other day and he said something, and it really stuck with me. And I think this might happen. He said, there's no other choice. Trump's got to put boots on the ground. It's got to go into Iran. He has to. But he's not going to do it till after the midterms. He will not do it until after the midterms. And that makes sense, right? He can't have the media hammering him for the next 90 days.
Correct.
And do that at the same time.
That's true.
So his theory is Trump's going to go in, boots on the ground, take Carg Island, take the Strait. That's the only way to do it. There's no other way. And Trump doesn't lose. He's not going to lose.
Yeah.
And he's going to go in there and he's going to do this.
Yeah.
And his estimation is the American flag will be hanging over Tehran by Christmas. And the other reason he's not going to lose is this is an industrial war complex.
Yep.
And there's oil involved.
Correct.
And they're not going to lose this.
They're not going to lose us. Yep.
So what do you think?
I think, listen, I think the whole boots on the ground has been an option for a while at this point.
He's got 60,000 military personnel out there right now. And they've been out there. Correct. And we know that the current drama with the Abraham Lincoln and the George Washington's on its way.
Yeah.
Did you see Johnny? What's his name? Johnny? Joey? Johnny?
Joey. Yeah. Yes.
On Fox this weekend. And he said, listen, I don't want to hear about you guys crying on the Abraham Lincoln. I ate ramen noodles and tuna powder for 6 months.
And I agree.
In Iraq, and I lost my legs. Like,
correct.
He's
like, stop your bitching. That's not what. Yeah, correct.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I trust this guy. I can post the video on my sites. I really do like him. He said a lot of things that have come true and have made a lot of sense. He's just an average guy who follows geopolitics very closely. And he's very logical, but I don't see any other way out of this.
Well, I think Raytheon just got another massive contract for Tomahawk missiles, I think is what I just saw and read. So I don't think Joey Jones. That's his name.
Joey Jones. Sorry.
Thank you so
great
much.
Guy. Great patriot.
Great. Love listening to him, and he's earned he's earned every ounce of my attention when he speaks.
Yeah.
So that's for sure.
Absolutely. So I don't know. I think this is probably what's going to happen. I think.
Uh-oh. Did I freeze? I might have. Is it me or Maureen? Who froze up? Somebody tell me. Let's see. I can pull it. It's her. Okay, so Maureen froze up. So apparently Maureen has frozen up. Thank you, Leslie.
No, I'm
you
here.
back?
No,
Okay.
I was not frozen. I could tell backstage you were frozen. I was still not frozen.
Okay. Everyone was like, it's her from the other side. Maureen froze.
Could be,
Yeah. I was like,
We gotta
man, my
get
internet's good
Starlink.
today.
We
They
gotta
are
get
doing work across the
Starlink.
street on the internet. So it could have been me, but yeah.
We need
everyone was like-
Starlink. We need
Yeah.
Elon.
Yeah.
So anyways, I think this is something that we're going to have to pay attention to, look for the signs.
I think so too.
I thought from day one he was going to, there was going to be more to this than just bombing Iran. And, and again, I'm going to say, you guys know, I've gone back and forth with this, but Trump is the only president who's had the stones to go in there after 47 years.
I agree.
And
I agree.
This is
right or wrong.
He wants to choke off China. This again is going to be protecting the Western Hemisphere.
Yes.
And
so that's why I'm not in disagreement with it all, because of those reasons, because of how much longer can that go on before it really did become so detrimental that we couldn't have a say so in it or repair it or protect ourselves from it.
Well,
I don't know.
I'm also hearing that Netanyahu went to Trump and said, if you don't do it, I'm going to attack Iran with nuclear weapons.
Holy shit.
And that came out of John Kiriakou, Tucker Carlson. So again, that's Israel admitting they have nuclear weapons, which they have been working on a nuclear program since before the Kennedy administration.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But we could look at it as though Trump saved us from nuclear war.
Could have.
So
again, will we ever know the real story?
We know that Israel has nukes. Mm-hmm. Now, my question is he going to need a declaration of war to do this? Is he going to need Congress? Or is he going to be able to go in and say, Iran has threatened to assassinate me? We had this issue with Air Force One. Is he going to be able to use that? I
think that all depends on the midterms.
Yeah, exactly.
Again, I think that all depends on the midterms. I think that's right. I think that's right. Man.
So
interesting.
Something to think about. Something I will follow.
Keep an eye on it. And it's definitely going to be. I agree with that whole thing. It wouldn't happen before the midterms. He could not.
No, not
that scrutiny would just wipe out everything at this point.
And you know what?
So it's already tough enough for him.
Things like the Lindsay Clancy trial and the Charlie Kirk trial are perfect for geopolitics because it distracts the majority of Americans.
It does.
Well, all this other stuff goes on in the
including me. So yeah, you're right. It does. It distracts.
He has a perfect window.
Yeah, you're right. Couldn't have come at a better time. There's one picture.
Let me ask you before we go to that a little. Everyone loves sports. I love the NFL. I love football. My son played college football. What'd you think of Fernando Valenzuela? He just died.
Mendoza.
Fernando Mendoza's
I make not a lot about preseason, but he looked solid, and I think he will be a solid. He's a smart, good
over the
kid.
Middle. He was like over the middle, which he did not do in college.
I think he, and I'm hoping for his success, like I was with a guy like Peyton Manning. Like I just think there's good people that I think deserve success, and I think he's one of them.
Interesting how Fernando has Tom Brady. He's associated with the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah.
And him and Tom Brady kind of have a similar story about coming out of high school, nobody looking at them.
Yeah.
They're how they came up.
Yeah.
And weren't strong prospects and, became who they are. So I thought that was interesting. And I love him. I have followed Fernando. I love him. I hate the Oakland Raiders. Growing up in San Francisco, there was a huge rivalry, the 49ers and the Raiders. But now they're in Vegas.
Yeah.
All I can say is, Sin City, you better be good to my boy. He's a good Catholic boy.
Yeah, he is a good boy. So
don't you be getting him in trouble down there on the strip, okay?
Exactly.
The Raiders didn't have the best reputation, okay?
No, they did not. But I hope there's success for him personally. And
I thought
he's just a good guy with a good family. And
and he's so, he did not go to the White House when Trump had Indiana there. And everybody said, oh, it's because it's Trump. And he came out and he said, no, it's my first day of training camp with the NFL and I have to be here.
Yep,
he's very, just if you could ever have an example for one of your children to follow, he's just so dedicated to what he does, his parents. He was a walk-on at Cal and he worked really hard and redshirted and then went to Indiana. I mean, so anyways, I thought he looked good. Through his first, NFL touchdown. And
I agree. So it'll be interesting to see. He was great. But okay, on to what you wanted to.
So I wanted to share the photo that you can go ahead and pop that up.
I got to take that down. There it is.
So this is my son. Yeah. The little boy, not the other one.
Not the big black man.
I always tell my son, I should have had you a black daddy. You probably would have played in the NFL.
Not the 3-time Super Bowl winner next to him.
So this is, look at my little boy. But he was only about 10, my son. Look at the size of him.
Yeah, that's why he was linebacker.
So that's my son, Patrick. And that is the great Roger Craig. This is the night. This is in the owner's box at Candlestick Park. We're going back to the stick. We were in the owner's box. And it was the night they retired Ronnie Lott's jersey.
Wow, super cool.
And we were there, and my son, we got the picture of Roger Craig. And Roger Craig's always been very special to me. I've always kept in touch with him on socials. We were on LinkedIn together, and I would always send him a birthday message, and he'd always like, "Oh my gosh, baby, how are you? You're..." And I didn't hear from him for a long time, and I, didn't really think about it. But he was inducted into the Hall of Fame in early August of this year. And it came out that he has dementia.
Yep, correct.
And very sad. And then I thought, well, I guess that's probably what I didn't hear back from him every year on his birthday when I would hear back. But he played for the San Francisco 49ers, wore number 33, was an amazing running back, had the high knees, got 3 Super Bowl rings.
Yep.
And I can personally say he was really one of the nicest guys. And my son and I were trying to decide what year this was. I think it was in the late 90s. I think my son might have been about 10. My son never forgot this moment. We have this picture framed and signed because I sent it to Roger Craig and he signed it. So I'm just, it's very, going into the hall. It's sad that he got a late induction.
I agree.
Because of his illness.
Yep.
But it was well-deserved. He's in Canton and great man. And I just wanted to say congratulations to Roger Craig.
Yep. Vascular dementia, which obviously is different than Alzheimer's, but it's the 2 causes of it, where blood flow doesn't get to the brain, which causes the brain cells to die, which then
and is that head, are we going to like the head injuries,
the concussions, all that back then in the day? I most likely. And I mean, I know it can happen to people that didn't play football, but I'm saying
we're seeing a lot of NFL players. And my son will tell you, he's had a lot of concussions. He played from junior peewee all the way to college. And he says he was a lot smarter before some of his concussions.
Before some of his hits, right? Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, it makes sense. It's a brutal sport, and it's and boy, we love seeing hard hits. I mean, it's what we watch it for. It's just.
But Roger Craig was not a hitter. He was getting the hit.
No, he was getting hit. No, he was getting
my son laid the hit.
Yeah.
But he still got concussions. A lot.
Yep, correct. Yep, of course.
Yeah, it was just back in the days.
Good for him.
In the 80s, in the early 90s, Roger Craig, the 49ers. It was a time to be alive in San Francisco. Look, I'm in the owner's box there with. So we had
I didn't know until you told me that was your son. And when you sent the picture, I was like, I kind of took a guess, but I didn't know that.
My little boy. He was a big boy. He was always a big boy.
Yeah.
So
is he tall? Is he super tall? Your son?
Yeah, he's about 6'1". 6'2". Yeah, he's pretty.
Yeah, somewhere around.
Well, we're tall. Yeah, he's big.
Yeah.
big shoulders.
Wow. Yeah.
When he was born, his shoulders, they had to like wedge him out of me.
Oh my God.
Yeah. He was 3 weeks early and he was 8 pounds.
Oh, wow.
So,
yeah. Holy
yeah.
smokes. Thank God he was 3 weeks early.
He was a linebacker when he came out. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
okay.
crazy. Yeah, but congratulations to Roger Craig.
Congratulations.
Well deserved.
Did you ever go to the have you ever gone to the
I have gone to the, but yeah, I lived up in Ohio for many years and I went to the Hall of Fame. Yes, multiple
I drove
times.
by it once, but I never
Did
went
you?
inside. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just right there out in the middle of the stadium
small
next
little
door.
building, and
It is. Inside's bigger. Once you get inside, it is. It looks kind of like smallish in a way with the football shape and all that. But I mean, it's bigger when you get in. But it's a good experience.
Yeah,
it's a good experience if you like that stuff and like museums and like history and all that, and then especially if you like sports, it's a wonderful place.
Yeah, I think it is something. And also, I want to say Joe Montana gave Roger Craig his gold jacket at the
yeah,
that was touching because
nice.
I don't. Joe Montana gave him his jacket. So
Joe Montana, my old co-host Jimmy, that is Joe. San Francisco is his most hated team. Why?
Yeah, because
he's a Bengal. Yeah. So yeah. So
I know why. I remember that game.
You remember that game? Okay, yeah, of course you do. And so yeah, it's every time he's like Joe Montana. I hate that.
Joe Montana just turned 70 too the other day. He just turned 70.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he's the same age as my ex-husband. So yeah.
Holy smokes.
Lot of really good memories of Joe Montana, the days, going out, seeing them out and about. I mean, we had a great time in San Francisco during those times.
Yeah, that is awesome. It was good time to be a football fan there.
So congratulations to Roger Craig. Couldn't happen to a nicer person. Honestly, he is such a sincerely nice man.
Correct. Here's Leslie, who lives outside of Columbus, Ohio. Everyone, football fan in Ohio has been there at least once. It's kind of like mandatory LOL. It's like a rite of passage. You can't be from Ohio, not go see it if you're a football fan. Or you're not allowed to leave the state or anything like that. But yeah, that's true. Listen, folks, Maureen, thank you for
good show.
All the information.
Dale.
It was a good show. It was a good show. I started with a solution and that made my entire day. Tomorrow we have I'm going to be perfectly honest about this. We have Mel K. Okay. If you haven't followed Mel K online, go to the Mel K show on Rumble.
I'm reading her book too. I'm reading her book.
It's incredible. And the subject matter is a little different for me. Why? Because it's basically everything that happened post World War II for about 10 years when the Cold War started and how if we were actually infiltrated how
we took a lot of the Nazi regime. We took them in because we didn't want the Soviet Union
to have them, which
so we brought them in
to Cold War era.
Right. Yeah. But we brought them in and they were very progressive.
Yes.
And it has led us down this path of progressiveness. And she talks about the Federal Reserve, the banking system, which I have covered all of this in my other shows I've done because
which I'm really counting on you to be the on the Federal Reserve banking system, be the expert.
Well, the banking system, the British Crown, British Crown really is responsible for like the McKinley assassination in 1901. And this is really what Trump is doing. He's trying to cut off the British Crown. There's 3 heads of the stake. We got the Crown, Switzerland, and
yes, that's right.
What's the other head? I can't remember. But it's going to be very interesting. And she was actually just on Tony Schaefer,
which you were just on last week.
I've been on his show several times. Do you know that Tony Schaefer was on the transition team in 2016 for Trump?
I did not know that.
Yeah, Tony, we got to get him on. I asked him to come on today.
I'd love to get him on.
Yeah, he's a brilliant
he's great,
man.
and his show's great too. If you
retired colonel from the Army.
Yep.
Worked intelligence, all kinds of stuff.
Yep.
But so Mel is going to talk to us about how this infiltration has been going on for a very long time. And is still going on. And we're going to talk about the Dulles brothers, 2 brothers that were lawyers. I think they were Wall Street lawyers. One of them became the head of the CIA after Kennedy was assassinated. And what they did with our banking system and how we're going to talk about that. And I want to ask her what she thinks about crypto taking over.
Oh, it's a good question too for that at this point.
Is that going to be a solution to our banking system being overrun?
I know.
I don't know.
It might be. Here's some links though for her show. Thank you, Leslie, for putting that up. So there's the Rumble link. If you want to pause this now, if you're watching it later and take that down, here is her X link. This would be her True Social account, Mel K, and then there's her Instagram account. Thank you, Leslie, for putting that all together for us on there. She's incredible. I love her show. So
I highly recommend going to watch her on Tony Schaefer because it's about a 30-minute synopsis of her book, and she breaks it down really well.
Nice. Okay.
So she's got it on her site too, but it's the Tony Schaefer show.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to Mel. She's great. I've been following her for a long time, and I am in the process of reading her book too. So.
Good. See, this is what makes you great, and me. I just sit there. I'm just really the pretty face. Let's be honest. And then I
want to be the pretty face.
You got to be my brains.
I want to be the pretty face.
Yeah, but Jim was the brains. He certainly wasn't the pretty face. So
he was the brains. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Jim. Believe it or I mean, okay, it depends on what it was. You wouldn't know he was the brains. You couldn't tell.
But could he explain the Federal Reserve?
Yeah, he could not. No. You are clearly the brains. So tune in for that tomorrow. That's going to be 10 a.m. Eastern. That's the America First Media and Television Network.
And I want to just say very quickly, again, tomorrow is the premiere of the movie You Are Here at the Alamo Cinema in Stone Oak. If you are in the San Antonio area, reach out to me. Make sure we can get people there. But it is tomorrow night at 6:30 for the premiere. You Are Here. Just want to get that out there today. We can't wait to see the
information on, you're reporting on that too. And
just want to get that out there today to all the people local.
Yeah, because I don't know that we will tomorrow get that in, but so thank you. Hopefully we do. We'll make sure we can get that in tomorrow too. So that's important. So Maureen's busy.
Thanks for coming back. I'm glad I did.
Of course
I was praying St. Oscar.
I think I texted you afterwards. I'm like, great show.
No, we were laughing.
I was like, it was a great show.
My daughter, they were like, ooh, he saw
yeah, it's all right. I mean, I'm
at least we're on the same side. Like I said, thank God
we are.
Girl, and we were fighting every day.
Correct. Yeah, we're just fighting with the direction of. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Which is what's happening in the conservative. Thank you too. Thank you, Maureen. We'll talk to you all tomorrow. Like, follow, and share. And have a great day. Be safe.
You too. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
We couldn't do it without you. Your support keeps us strong. Right where friends